How you doing? It's Jefferson T. Rowe with an off-the-cuff video. Not sure what I'm going to name this video. I thought about naming it a lot of different drugs. Just put a whole bunch of drug names in the title. Because boy, in my life, I've seen a lot of drugs. I have some drug experience. You know, I was just writing a reply to my mom about something my little brother said. And in the reply, I told her, well, you know, I do have a bachelor's degree in physiology from Wichita State University, which is a pretty well-known university. So, you know, I kind of know a little bit about physiology. But, you know, that's not what the video is about. The video is about attention deficit disorder, which I have. And it's also about attention deficit hyperactivity. And it's also about attention deficit, what I want to say. I don't know that it's disorder. It might be dysfunction. If you have ADD, if you have attention deficit disorder, which I do, you know, they say once you have it, you can't get rid of it. And I've tried to get rid of it all my life. I really have. I did not want to carry that on my fucking shoulders. That, you know, that I was a dumb kid. It's kind of weird because just because you have attention deficit disorder doesn't mean that you're dumb. It means that you got a piss poor fucking, you're piss poor at paying attention most of the time in mundane situations. Some people are just that way. Not very many. And it does play against them. It plays against them. It causes them stress. It causes them depression, which I have some pills up here. Yeah, I took 2 of these. This is basically Celexa, citalopram, Celexa. Before it, I took Rimron, and Rimron one day, 15 milligrams, put me into a hypothesia, which is, I had a total fucking failure of my sarcoplasmic rectiliums, which is the kind of thing that somebody has a attention deficit disorder would understand. That now they may not understand a poem, they may not be able to sit down and read a story, but when you give them something as wild as a sarcoplasmic rectilium and sodium channels and calcium channels and the weird devices that they have, so many things to fill up their mind, then you know, they do okay. You know, that's why later in their life, after they get through the typical schooling, and a lot of them get on drugs, that they are able to find themselves in great positions as very creative people. So anyway, that's another story. My question is, I tell you, man, I want to tell you, man, that I have never felt the pain ever Except for my shoulder surgery, they gave me 40 Percocets for that, and uh, that was some serious pain. I mean, women talk about having pain as having a baby. I've been around there, so yeah, the pain is great, but with the things they do to them nowadays, with the spinal blocks, and I had a spinal block on my shoulder when I had my shoulder surgery, so I know, but I also know that 2 days later, when the spinal block was gone, and I stopped taking my Percocets because I didn't want to get all hooked up on Percocets. The pain was serious, man. So anyway, I find these two pains almost equal. The pain of the reaction that I had to Remeron, the cramps. What happened was it got stuck on the top of my stomach. I ate a big ass meal before I took the Remeron, so it never really sank down into my lower intestines. Okay, later it did, and I could feel it as it sank into them after I had this terrible attack that was brought on by sunshine and 92-degree weather and me starting to mow my lawn. Starting to mow my lawn. I didn't even get anywhere with it before this really solid pain right in the middle of my chest, but it wasn't. I knew it wasn't in my chest. It was in my stomach. It was at the top of the stomach. It was at the place that pill got stuck at, and it radiated out from there. It seemed like the more sun, the more heat, the more pushing the lawnmower, the more it just radiated out from there. And pretty soon I was on the ground, and I was stumbling to get in my house, and I sit in this chair right here. I turned the fan on me, and I just started sweating and just sweat and pain in my chest. But I knew it wasn't. Somehow I knew it wasn't a heart attack. It hurt worse than a damn heart attack. I've seen people have heart attacks. This hurt worse. This was bigger pain, and it was not only in my chest, it was in my back, and it was going into my back, and it was going from my back into my shoulders, into my arms, and even to a certain extent, all the way down into my legs. This drug was just, I felt like I'd been poisoned. So I went back to, I'm getting my drugs from a nurse, and I haven't even seen a doctor. They have a doctor, but it's nurses and those counselors that prescribe the drugs, and then they have a doctor that got her education in the Philippines that actually signs off on all this. But I think they're okay, They think they're okay because they're not prescribing anything that's a scheduled drug. That doesn't mean that shit ain't gonna fuck you up. So anyway, I didn't, as I got it out of my system, I, I, um, I stopped feeling the pain. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back in there. I'm gonna tell them what happened. And the nurse is nurse. The nurse has a nurse. She says you probably had a heart attack. And I'm like, no, I don't think that. She says, yeah, you're 56 years old. You probably went out there to mow your lawn. I mow my lawn all the time. I don't have heart attacks. This was 14 hours after I took Remeron. No, this was a fucking serious reaction to Remeron. So she came back out. She says, here's another script. Go fill this. Try this. And gave me the Celexa or citalopram or whatever the fuck it is. So I said, fuck it, I'm going to do this. I'm going to fucking go through this whole damn thing. If whatever it takes, I'm gonna fucking put my attention on it. And because I got nothing better to do. So I went and got the Celexa, and I took a pill, and went to sleep. I took a pill, slept for 3 hours, and woke up, and there it was. It was right back in my chest again, but it was not. It was not disabling this time. I was not like in delusive, um, vertigo. The Rimron totally, there's vertigo. I could not stand up. I could not get out of my bed for like 3 hours. And it was 6 hours before I actually did, get out of my bed and stay out. Now I did get up once to get some Sprite, and then I got up again to get an ibuprofen, but it was 3 hours before I could even get out, just stand fucking up. And my phone's in the other room. I'd probably been calling a goddamn ambulance. The pain was serious. So anyway, I felt that kind of pain coming back, and I went and I even drove my car to go pay my internet bill, and the sun got on me. I got close to the place. I'm going to go in to pay my internet, and boom, that pain came back across my chest again. And another thing that happened, that the fucking possum was eating my cat's food. And I don't really mind, but I like to yell at the possum. So I picked up the cat's water bowl and threw it at the possum and yelled at the possum, and boom, that pain came back in my chest again. But still, yet I took another Celexa, and it was another day or two of anything that I did that besides just sit still would bring pains to my chest. So I got another pill that I'm looking at. These are antidepressants, and my problem is ADD. And if you Google, um, does ADD cause depression? Boom, you'll get all kinds of articles. Yes, ADD. People who have ADD also have depression. And you can't cure their depression unless you cure the ADD. And the cure for ADD is amphetamines or um, aerobics. Aerobics are a form of they're, I don't know what they're a form all of their own. And so um, I'm headed down that path to try some aerobics, to see if like Provigil, um, the limitless drug, Provigil or Modafinil. Um, Adifinal. Anyway, and try and approach taking care of the ADD in that fashion, and not having to deal with all of the bad aspects of Adderall or Ritalin. But I need to get a shrink that's not just a nurse. I need to get one that's a doctor, and I don't need a doctor from the Philippines. I need an American doctor to work with me on this. So that's probably going to set me back a couple $100 or $200 or $300 or something, 4, 5, who knows how much. So that's where I'm at. But here's what I was thinking. I was basically diagnosed with ADD by a school teacher, which school teachers are most often who diagnose ADD and hyperactivity too at that age. I flunked first grade, and I had lead poisoning too because of playing with lead soldiers, and a blowtorch and a plumbing torch, and chewing on pieces of lead and shit when I was in first grade. But it lingers on, and I've had an interesting life dealing with it. A lot of depression involved, and I'm dealing with it right now. I'm gonna be dealing with it for. I'm actually gonna be working on my Social Security with it and stuff. So um, there's that cricket. So I was thinking about writing a book about it. You guys think I should write a book? Because videos ain't shit, man. Videos just ain't shit. Jefferson T. Rowe. Peace out. Hey, here it is. Cheers. 3.2. 3.2 natty lights. I'm washing out them goddamn fucking depressants. Antidepressants. Fucking antidepressants were pretty goddamn depressing.